I've got all my palettes in front of me. I know you can't really see them all. Like, I've got a bunch back here and like this whole table. It's kind of hard for me to like get a good angle for you guys, but I got all my palettes and I know I can get rid of a pretty decent chunk of these, so let's just get started. Alright, I have the Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions palette, which I'm not decluttering. I love this palette. It's amazing. And I really want to get the other ones, so that is staying, if I can get it back in here. Let's see, my Element of Surprise by ColourPop is also staying, as well as the You Had Me at Hello. Those are both staying. I love those. I'm keeping my Z palette. It's got highlighters, eyeshadows, and a bronzer in it, and I'm keeping them all because I use them all. Okay, Urban Decay Ammo Palette. I think I'm going to declutter this. This is what it looks like. It still has the brush that it came with. I just don't ever use this, honestly. I bought it when it, like, this is the repackage, because it used to come in a different package, but I just don't use this, and somebody else will enjoy this. I did enjoy it while I had it, but I just don't reach for it, so I'm going to declutter that. My NARS Loaded palette I'm keeping. I absolutely adore this palette. It's so amazing. It's staying. I would never get rid of that. Laura Lee Party Animal. We just got this in BoxyCharm, and I'm keeping it. I'm keeping the ColourPop Yes Please palette. I just got this and haven't had the chance to really play around with it much, so keeping that. BH Cosmetics Glam Reflection. I bought this because it was a cool toned palette, and I don't own any cool tone palettes, but I don't use it. I realized I don't really like cool tones too much, and if I do decide I want to do a cool tone look, I have the shades in other palettes, so I am going to declutter this. It is a good palette, but I just don't use it. This Ulta Beauty palette I'm also going to declutter. It is a nice palette. It does come with a wide range of shades, but I don't use it, so someone else will get the use out of it. This Chi Chi palette, I'm getting rid of this thing. It comes with a brush. This thing did not work for me at all. I tried it wet, I tried it dry, I tried everything I could, and nothing worked. So I'm getting rid of that. I got this in a Ricky's Cold Crushes box. Hate it. It's going. This Crown palette we just got in a BoxyCharm. I'm keeping mine. Did come with 2 shades broken, but I repressed it, and they emailed me, or I emailed them, and they sent me a replacement, which I threw into a giveaway for you guys. And I haven't actually tried this on my eyes yet, so keeping it for now. The Urban Decay Shadow Box I'm keeping. This was sent to me by Sarah K. Thank you so much, Sarah. I love this shade. I love this green shade. It's so gorgeous. So yeah, keeping that. I'm keeping my Pure Bronze and Brighten palette. I used to just use it for the highlighter in the middle, but I recently started using the blush, and the blush is gorgeous. I need to get into the bronzer, but I do actually really enjoy this palette. And I'm also keeping my Pure Sculptor palette, Duke. Highlighters are amazing, and the contours are really nice. Okay, the Treasure Chest palette by Mellow Cosmetics I'm decluttering as well. My review of this should be up, and you guys have already seen how I feel about this, so decluttering that. Okay, the Morphe 9A Always Golden I'm keeping. It's a really great, like, go-to palette. Just grab it and go. Amazing. Keeping that. I have these two, what brand? Profusion Neon Brights and Neon Brights with Pearl. This is the matte version, and then the shimmer version. I'm keeping both of these. They're actually really amazing and super pigmented, so they're staying. My Meet Matrimony palette I'm keeping. I got this from my first Ricky's Cult Crushes, and I love this palette. It's awesome. I need to use it more, but I do really love it. I'm also going to keep my Pure Soiree Diaries palette. I love this palette so much. As you can see, a lot of these shades have gotten a lot of love. I just love it. It's amazing. And I do have a tutorial on my channel using that. This BoxyCharm and Pure palette, yeah, I think I am going to keep it. It's actually a pretty decent palette, so I'll hang on to that for now. The Alamar Cosmetics palette I'm keeping. We just got this in a BoxyCharm 2 months ago, I think, and it's really great. Keeping that. Okay, my Tarteist Pro Glow palette I'm keeping. I absolutely love this thing to death. As you can tell, she's pretty beat up. Love her. She is staying. So are both of my Juvia's Place palettes. I have the Mini Masquerade, which I love, and it's staying. And I have the Magic, which is also staying. And I'm keeping my BH Cosmetics Back to Brazil palette. I want to get their new one, which is like the pearl version of this. But I am totally keeping this. It's so good. Sarah, Beauty Obsession, actually got me convinced to buy that. I'm keeping my Revolution Reloaded palette. It's a dupe for the Subculture, and I don't own the Subculture. And it's actually really good so far, so keeping that. And it is cool toned, and I like this better than the BH Cosmetics one. Alright, my Revealed palette. I think it's time for me to finally declutter this. This was in my project pan. I kind of gave up on that, and I don't ever reach for this, so I think it's time for it to go. Modern Renaissance is not going anywhere. As you can tell, I love her, as well as my Lorac Pro. They're not going anywhere. Neither is my Jaclyn Hill palette. I just got this, and I'm still playing around with it, so that's staying. This whole stack, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of. These are all the palettes, or maybe not the whole stack, but a majority of them I'm going to get rid of. These are palettes that I kept for, like, if I do makeup on other people, but I would rather use products that I like more. So this is the blush, the Coastal Scents Blush 10 Blush palette, the Coastal Scents Camouflage palette, which is like a concealer palette, the Coastal Scents Blush 2 palette, which is another blush palette just with different shades. I'm keeping this, the 88 Original palette. It's a colorful palette, and I really love this palette. I'm keeping that. This is a really old, like, Markwins palette from, like, Walmart. It's so old. It was, like, my first palette ever, and it's just time for that to go. I have to throw that out, but that's going. I have the Coastal Scents 28 Neutral palette, which looks like this. I'm decluttering as well as the 88 Warm palette. These two, I have the Contour and Blush palette, which looks like this. And then the BH Cosmetics Contour and Blush 2 palette, which looks like this. I think I'm going to keep this one and then declutter this one. Alright, so let me get all the palettes up that I'm decluttering. Alright, this is all the palettes I'm decluttering, and I'm actually pretty proud of it because I wasn't using any of these, and I know that they can all go to good homes and to people that will love them and get a lot more use out of them. So We did a good job again, guys.